ドラキュラ・モーフィー、キャットヴァンパイアナイト VTuber。
Damn. So, does the house improve? Like, do their rooms improve the more we improve our bond with them? Is that how this works? Which is pretty cool. What a pretty cool detail. All right, let's help Davrin with his thing.
A picnic, huh? Not
What?
how I pictured
What?
hanging out with a
What?
monster hunter.
Evka and Antoine's doing.
Davrin, what are you
They told
doing?
me after all the wardens have been through and what's ahead, I should take a break.
What the
I'm surprised
fuck?
you actually listened.
What the fuck
You
is
know how
this?
sad Antoine can look?
So, what did you pack for the picnic?
We packed another
Emmerich helped me
Davrin, that's
brew a
what we
ginger
packed.
wort truffle tea.
Alright, alright. We are at the last regret, I believe. I think we got the last regret. I did like some incredibly long section with Venatori crystals and all that. The red crystals, and you know, we got the regret, that's what matters, so let's do it. Ooh. Oh, it's Mythal, Plymouth.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god, the strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the Elven people? They deserve it.
The Elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
As am I, old friend. Oh shit.
Solas killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
No, he wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solas woke up in this world without most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same
Ooh,
as always.
our resident detective with the facts. He loved and blamed her.
Every big mistake Solas made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
And after
Alive.
all he's done, she sides against him again.
All these mistakes are his fault, and hers too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the Veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all
What if we
messed
kill
up.
Solas?
Anything about her or Elgernon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solas thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
That works for now.
That gives us something to start from. Elgernon and Gillenane are the two big problems right now. But when Solas makes his move, we'll be ready.
Oh.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller. Almost to its end.
Almost.
Almost.
How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, Their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
What? Who's visiting us? What? Witness the sixth memory of Fenharil. Okay. What? Is that Morrigan?
Well met, Rook.
Morrigan? 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 What are you doing here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes, but not the Dreadwolf's crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solas and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solas spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait, how do you know exactly what we saw of Solas's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
Ancient elven magic?
The elven gods had access to magic beyond anything we can imagine?
To be sure, but it matters less what they possessed than what they were. You recall that the first elves were spirits, do you not? Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solas. He absorbed her power.
Oh,
but
damn.
not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait. You?
As you say.
And you're... her? Wait, what?
So you're the next host of Mythal?
Believe it or not, as you choose.
What? Oh. What?
That was like how Elgin
Morrigan is Mythal now?
Head, but...
So after Flemeth died, Mythal went to
Mythal
Morrigan?
you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remain free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
I suspect you have questions. How did this all happen?
So, there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mythal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
Sounds terrifying.
I don't think I'd recover from that.
Neither did I, at the start. Mythal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again.
Oh, Flemeth, in the end.
And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mythal's and of those who bore her.
Why aren't you elven?
How can you carry Mythal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mythal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
Osen the Bard? Is that the story? I forgot. How'd you and Solas get along?
You would have met Solas in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories. At the time, I thought Solas a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
It's not a memory that brings me pride.
So he was right.
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elganon? Or Solas?
The last time Mythal faced Elganon and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solas?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right. You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety, but yes, the Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solas?
What do you?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solas better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf, were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solas and Mythal? I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
He's a self-pitying monster trapped. I feel sorry for him. He's trying to help. He's torn but doesn't know it.
Solas talks a lot about what has to be done, being forced to make hard choices. But it's like he's trying to talk himself into it. I think, deep down, he doesn't entirely believe what he's saying.
'Tis exactly like the old wolf to tie himself into the most intricate knots. 'Tis not malice which made Solas your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solas was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
So if Morrigan has a portion of Mythal, she can't bring herself to hurt Solas. Does that mean she has feelings for Solas? Like a bit of feelings? 'Cause that would suck if you were a hero of Ferelden that romance Morrigan. That would be awkward. Okay. Maybe this can end okay.
Maybe there's a way we all get what we want.
Do you truly believe such a thing?
Well, maybe at least what we deserve.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solas recovered it from Elganon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Oh. She's not friendly. There are two Mythals.
Another fragment of Mythal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many, formed when something greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Dirthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
He's not friendly.
You make it sound like this piece of Mythal is going to attack me.
You know Solas, and have seen Elganon, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elganon and Gillenane, or against the Dreadwolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
Any suggestions?
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
Could you talk to her?
You would know this aspect of Mythal better than anyone. Could you try talking to her?
I dare say she would attack me on sight.
Spirits can't get along with fragments of each other?
Spirits, certainly. But the aspects of a self-righteous god who have walked different paths for ages? One bears the insult of her betrayal by the Evanuris, and then by Solas, as fresh wounds, insult upon injury. The other once fell in love with an Alamari chieftain and lived happily in a swamp for centuries. Each reminds the other that another path existed, that they could have been wrong, and nothing angers Mythal like being wrong.
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solas is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Elganon. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand, inclined to
benevolence.
Kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his
Doesn't
standards,
Mythal have slaves
Mythal's
though?
benevolence
Because she has like a Valesline marking for her elves.
After all, when kindness fails, the guilty
like not Mythal
must
herself,
be
but
punished.
elves have a Mythal marking, a Mythal Valesline.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
I only ask that you reflect upon what I have said. The Dreadwolf is not so apart from the world as he thinks. There, you have the advantage of him.
See you, Morrigan. Just gonna fly away. Oh, we're gonna ride the boat. I'm on a boat!
A god's fragment.
I'm on a boat!
Sharper than the whole. Prevail. Or be sundered completely.
Oh. Oh. Nest of the Ancients.
Said that other fragment of Mythal was.
Oh shit, where do we go? Oh, I see her.
That has to be her.
Oh my god, are we gonna fight her?
Do you think she'll talk to us?
Guess we'll find out.
You know, let's talk to her. Let's try.
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions.
Hello, Mythal.
I never thought to see Kunari, who did not yet exist in my time, scurrying about in the Dread Wolf's crossroads. And you know who I am?
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true fade is denied me. All I can do is watch.
So the crossroads isn't the true
Why are you
fade?
here? To beg me to give up what remains of myself to help you defeat the monsters Elganan and Gillenane have become? Or do you simply think yourself ready to fight a god?
I want your help.
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories, his regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun.
Twisting.
You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganan and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
We must stop the gods. We must stop the blight.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
You stood against it.
Stopping the blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solas even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
Oh, did I pick the wrong choice? I'm kind of flattering
but
her.
Not enough.
Oh.
Let us speak of something else.
Solas is helping me.
Solas is helping me.
Solas is using you. Besides, why should I esteem the Dreadwolf's approbation? He rebelled against me.
But the two of you stayed close.
Until he killed the tattered fragment of me who hid inside the human swamp witch and wept. You are Kunari, your people bond in different manners than mine. Can you even understand what it is to battle with someone and love them even still? That is what Solas and I are to one another. Tell me this. What should I have done when Solas turned against me after all we had been to one another?
Forgotten him, respected him.
Maybe you should have listened when he warned you about staying on as rulers after the war.
Oh, fuck.
Are you
Oh,
saying
shit.
I was wrong?
Oh, God, no.
You asked me what you should have done. I can't prove my worth by lying to you. Solas didn't want to manifest a physical body or destroy the Titans.
Oh, God.
He did things he hated because he cared about you.
Are we gonna
Supporting
fight?
you and Elganon becoming rulers was the one line he wouldn't cross. If someone who followed you everywhere refused to follow you there, what does that say?
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
Whoa. Oh, God. I am fucking terrified. Oh my God. I'm scared. Okay, we must stop the gods.
You can't want Elganon and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet the world needs rulers. So set the blight aside and tell me why I should help you topple them.
Put the blight aside. They wronged you.
What they did to you was wrong.
And you care so deeply for the injustice done to me thousands of years ago.
You deserve justice, and they deserve to be punished for misusing their power and killing you when you tried to check them.
Your arguments are compelling. I find you worthy, Rook. I have spent thousands of years watching. I shall miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent and smite the guilty, this is what remains of me.
Yeah,
I give it to you
yippee.
freely. Use it to protect this world with kindness when possible
Yippee.
and cunning when necessary.
I will. Thank you.
You've gained Mythal's favor.
The essence of a god.
Thalanast.
Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
I don't want to ruin the moment, but what do we do with it?
A god knows her moment. At least her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
We'll be ready. Oh, damn. I prefer the necrotic damage weapon I have.
We did it. We got Mythal's essence.
And we didn't even have to fight her.
Yeah.
Not sure what we do with it just yet, but if Morgan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
All right. We're here for Syrian's funeral. Let's do this. Poor Belara lost her brother. At least he did a babyface turn and betrayed
We
Onaris.
offer this form to the sky, the sea, and the earth. Thanks, Rook, for coming. I don't think I could have done this alone.
What are we doing?
What is it we're doing here?
We need to light 3 more braziers. Each represents an aspect of the self. It's been this way for centuries. It's part of who the Dalish are. Maybe the archive could have told me why before I freed it, but it's what I know and what I want.
I'm bad at funerals.
Never really been good at funerals. Sorry in advance for crying, which I will definitely do.
Oh, that's okay.
What? I didn't
Right.
even.
Anyways, let's head
The
to
first line was okay.
brazier.
Second was.
Okay, the first brazier should be ahead somewhere.
How far?
However far it needs to be, I guess. I wonder what we lost by freeing the archive, I mean.
Besides an opportunity to be called witless fool a dozen times a day?
Definitely not gonna miss that.
Witless fool. Oh,
Belara,
Irilyn.
Hey, Irilyn.
look, if you need to talk, let me know. I don't want our history to make things awkward, and I'm still your friend, you know? Anyways, time to light the first brazier.
Wait. You got awkward history? What?
A third we give to the sky to share your story with the sun and moon.
And you made me my sun and moon.
Feels a little weird saying that one with everything we know now. It's not the ancient elves' fault that Elgernon is, well, what he is. Did I make the right choice? Freeing the archive? Losing that piece of who we were?
We live with our choices.
I've had to make a lot of decisions. Some were hard, some were easy. Eventually, you have to choose. And what happens, happens.
I just wish I knew whether I made the right choice. But I guess we really never know until it's all over. Anyways, let's head to the next brazier.
Let's go.
It's unusual to see all these obstacles in the way of a funeral. Death's hard to deal with, though, no matter where you come from.
Each obstacle's supposed to represent grief and moving past it, literally. But Yeah, it's a little weird. Probably.
I mean,
Syrian
what?
would have laughed at it.
I'm not. Why is BioWare making us do a puzzle during a funeral? Like, why are we doing this during a funeral?
The Evanurus.
I mean, technically it's not a puzzle, but
Can never forget.
having to do
With any
the
luck,
this
you can say that right to their faces.
kind of annoying.
Nev, what are you doing here?
What? You know I show up for you, Belle.
Really?
They only let one of us come, though. The rest send their regards, especially Emmerich.
I'm just... Wow. Thank you, Nev. And everyone else.
Hey, as long as I'm around, you've got family. All right, go on and light the brazier.
I'm surprised it's not Davrin since he's an elf too. I mean, he's no veil jumper, but still.
A third we give to the sea, to share your story with the heart of the world. We always talked about visiting other lands. Syrian and me, I mean. Maybe the Evanurus did just that. Conquered other people. Shattered them like they did the doors. What would the world look like if they'd left it alone?
Still is bloodthirsty.
I think Inaris proved it wasn't just the Evanurus who wanted power. But that's not unique to elves. Look at the Venatori and the Anton.
I keep trying to remember. The Elven were the first people the Evanurus enslaved. They broke us and kept us broken. We survived in spite of them, not because of them. But it's still hard, knowing what I know. Okay, on to the next one.
On to the next one.
Okay, one more brazier to go. I'd always get the words wrong. In the rituals, I mean. Syrian would laugh at me. Well, not in a mean way, and he'd help me. It meant a lot.
So why are there people waiting after the obstacles?
It's a reminder that on the other side of even the hardest days, people are there for you. I like it. It's literal in a really reassuring way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
the
a
funeral
nice thought.
minus this whole broken bridges and forest fields that I have to clear.
I thought Dalish clans planted trees for their funerals.
This is what we've always done, that I remember, anyway. Well, we didn't use ancient magic before. First time I went to a funeral was for my grandmother. I was 7, had to climb through a bunch of fallen trees.
Wait, really?
By the time I got to the end, I was dirty and tired and sad, but not as sad as I thought I'd be. So I guess it worked. At least a little bit.
Hey, Strife.
I'm sorry about Syrian.
Thanks, Strife. I'm glad you're here.
He was one of us, even if he never officially joined.
He died protecting Arlathan, even knowing the cost.
Saving the world. Seems like it might run in the family. Time to light the last brazier.
Here we go.
And a third returns to the soil, to blossom once again into life. And that's it. A Dalish funeral, or one version, at least. It hasn't changed much in centuries. From and to the earth.
To bring the archive, Ilara has turned to Dalish traditions to comfort and a new future. You okay? I'm sorry, Pilar. It was beautiful.
I think Syrian would have appreciated it. There's a good reason it stayed constant for so long. Rituals help.
You know, I thought I'd be sadder. But I'm okay, mostly. It hurts, but a little bit less every day. freeing the archive, was it the right choice? Does it mean Syrian died for nothing?
Well, you sent Inaris back to whatever nightmare he came from. That's not nothing.
That's a really good point. He wanted to reclaim our past, find the truth of who we were. He never got that, never found out what he wanted. But he did the right thing. And I got to say goodbye. That's worth something, right? Now I have to live my life for him, for me, and for our people.
Live for you.
They aren't your problem to solve. You need to live for yourself.
That's true. There's still lots to do, to change. Not to mention, rampaging evil gods. We'll figure out who we were, who we are, and we'll do it the right way. It's time we let the ghosts of the past rest. I hope you've found peace, and that we'll meet again. Goodbye, Syrian. I love you.
Goodbye, Syrian.